Open up. Good morning, beloveds. Courage over comfort is our Spiritual Center's 2024 theme, as well as the focus of the Sunday lessons. My title today is The Science of Mind as Spiritual Medicine. And that just came out of my mind. And as I've said before, I really don't know why it does it until I get to this point. Because things, as I said earlier this morning, they line up if and when I'm paying attention. It's so easy to get distracted in life, isn't it? There's so much going on in the world and around us. But my purpose today is to explore the applications and the benefits of intentions as a prescription for an abundant life. Science of Mind really is a prescription. Those of you who've studied it, would you agree? Yeah. And the good news is, who gets to write it? We do. We do. We know what we require. Well, speaking to this courage over comfort, for the past 9 months, being courageous has been my intention. I just take it on. I just take it on. And I spoke earlier in the season using images of the Wizard of Oz and the Cowardly Lion, who really was not cowardly at all. He just needed more courage. Well, here we go. And because of this intention to be courageous, I've discovered more comfort. Anybody else this year with our intentions, have you realized an area of life where by being courageous, there's this, oh yeah, that feels really good. I'm at a good space. I know that when I'm in comfort mode, it is demonstrated in my mind and physical body as comfortable. That's why I had you do this earlier. Try that on. Come on, try that on. Work it, baby, work it. It kind of opens things up, gets the flow going. That's the feeling for me of comfort. And when I'm comfortable, it allows my intentions that I've set to manifest and show up in my life as ease and grace. I walk differently. There's a different stride. It's not a marching, but a glide and a stride. The shoulders are down. It's not like, we all do that, don't we? We get to that place. It's like, ah! I also get to have the courage then to allow comfort. And that comfort is loving myself more. That feels comfortable. And to recognize that my choices are right for me. And right choices begin with right thinking, which allows an adjustment in your actions, resulting as change for your life. I didn't say to, for. It's a different word. It's a softer, supportive word. How often have you wanted to change? Anybody ever want to change? Well, the other day, I mustered the courage to try the change machine at the laundromat. But, it must have been out of order because my life is still the same. People were that simple. Click, click, click. Poof, here we are. The Jetsons. And they're changed, One of my favorite shows. I'm still getting over it. Still in therapy over that one. Well, in addition to courage, real lasting change requires, what's our theme? Intention today. Intention. And there must be a shift in here, head to heart, It's a team. It's one, but there's different aspects of this team. It goes to committee. That's where confusion happens. So when we try for a quick fix, such as, I know about this one, new haircut or color, the hair grows out, it's not a permanent change. Oops. Buying a new car, the tires wear out, the warranty runs out, the car gets old. You love it, and you don't love it so much. It's got a few dents, hey. But those aren't permanent changes. They're temporary gratifications. And they're okay. We should know what it feels like to have gratification. But just know that some of these things are temporary, outside of ourself. Real change begins and is driven by and through us. And the tool that fuels is intention. The tool that fuels is intention. In the book, The Technology of Intention, the author, Kim Stanwood Terranova, it's in the bookstore, right over here. She writes, our journey is one that takes courage to explore. Yet, it is a process of discovery that will change our life. The path is at our beck and call, and we can choose to take the adventure to walk, skip, or fly down the path, or we can choose to sit it out. It is always our choice. On page 45, Kim writes, under the 3 power pillars of intention. Love that. Power pillars. 1, we must always be in the present moment with our intentions. We must always speak in the present moment. She says, we cannot take a breath from yesterday or try to breathe for tomorrow. It just doesn't work. We're breathing now. So for me, it will be, my intention is to love my body in all my choices I make today. Not, oh, I'll make choices tomorrow. My body's going to feel better tomorrow. Well, it might, but tomorrow's never today. You see what I mean? We're putting off our good. Number 2, they must be positive. Keep words like not, don't, hate, can't out of your vocabulary. State what you want. Choose words that empower, because the power resides in your choice. State, my intention is to make choices which honor my body, instead of, my intention is to not smoke. See the difference? Do not use not or can't. I have a person I know, and she says, you know what I hate? I go, don't use that word. And I felt that for a long time. Why do you have to throw that word in there? I mean, I say, tell me what you love. What would you rather see? Grumble, grumble, grumble. I try. All you can do is try. Number 3, pillars. They must be based on positive qualities. Like maybe you're having a difficult relationship. Everyone ever have a difficult relationship? It could be just with yourself, too. It happens. Instead of the intention being about how they should be, how I want them, if they would only, all that. It could be this. My intention is to connect with my loved ones as I lovingly stand in strength and open the door to deep levels of conversation and resolution. It's a broad sweep, isn't it? It allows all kinds of pieces of good to come in. Place no limits on spirit. I'll take out the no. Express an expanding spirit. Caught myself. Because greater clarity creates greater results. Greater clarity creates greater results. In the science of mind, Ernest Holmes tells us in the chapter on the voice of creation, and I quote, "All seeming change is merely the play of life upon itself. And all that happens must happen by and through some interaction upon itself. It could not be physical, as we understand physics, but would have to be by the power of some inner movement. God, first, great, and only cause of all that is." That tells me that everything happens here. All that happens must happen by and through some interaction upon itself. It's not out here. You expect it to come from out there. Well, that's your intention. It's going to come from out, something's going to come at you. So this morning, I am offering a few images. I'm a very visual person. Isn't that right, Connie? Where is she? There she is. And they're going to show my ideas, the power of inner movement that created out of my intentions. And here's my intention before the show begins. This is what I used before what I'll show you. I am an open and receptive individual, ready, willing, and able to receive the abundant gifts of this life in a new and greater way. My voyage is smooth, my mind is clear, and my heart is filled with joy as James and I say yes to the wonders of the divine. Whew. You believe it? I did. And so, with passports in hand, we set off for new places, places we had never been. Oh, hold that, would you? Keep it up there. Perfect. Good backdrop. That's nice. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Greece, Turkey, and Spain. And the modes of travel included tour buses and guides and planes. Sturdy footwear for those goat-like uphill climbs. Whew. Sleeping on a small 100-passenger yacht. Tasting new tastes and sipping new sips and sounds and sights. And finally, connecting with my family. I have family in Atlanta, and they have a second home in Spain, which I had wanted to go to for at least 15 years. And all that was set up so long ago in intention. And I found out I was indeed in a wonder land. So what you're looking at right now is, I'll move out of the way, is an olive tree which sits at the base of the Temple of Athena on top of the Acropolis. This is a new tree. It's only 900 years old. So for me, the tree represents this ongoing strength, deeply rooted. It may not look like a lot of 900-year-olds, but I think it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Doesn't you? Okay. And the next picture is from the top of the Acropolis. There I am in the bottom. I'm kind of hiding. But I wanted to show, even at this age, it still gets support. It still gets care. So many times we give up on our care when we get older. We go, I'm plenty 9. Who cares? Well, I love that this shows continuing interest and love for history and such. And the third picture is the Temple of Athena. And I don't know if you can see in the background, there's a city way, 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 way down there. It was quite the climb, quite the rising above, if you will, all of the busyness of the Plaka and all the portions of the city, which is now Athens. Well, from Athens we set off for on our ship and went to a couple of ports in Turkey. And the fourth picture is an image of atop another hill that these goats climbed at Patmos. It's a very sacred place. It's the place where St. John wrote the book of Revelation. And it lots of twistings and turnings, and it was quite the interesting walk up. And Dallas, you mentioned the in your song. The road might be a little bumpy and filled with, yes, this is that place. And then picture number 5. This is the marble road near the Temple of Artemis. This is in Kusadasi, Turkey. And you can see this roadway. It's all they only had marble. And to walk on the path where people have walked for centuries, is quite. I was trying to be open and say, where am I walking? Not, oh my God, it's 95 degrees. I thought that too, but so the next picture is the Temple of Artemis, and that's one of the 7 wonders of the world. And many years ago I labeled myself the Wonder Man. If you were here, because I wonder a lot. And when I started seeing all these wonders of the world, well, here's one, well, here's one, well, here's one. So, I guess that's what got me here, my wondering. Okay, next picture, please. This is just one of the pieces that was, I'll say, unearthed, saved from and preserved in one of the museums. And I just thought the face was just so beautifully done and representative of that time, the facial structure in Turkey. I don't know about you, but I love to look at people's faces. And when I talk to you, I'll look at you. I like to see your face. And it was so interesting, the different cultures over there. They looked at me. Not because I looked at them, but they really allowed me to see them. And that's why I have that picture up. It's like, yeah, I see you. I see you. Okay, next picture, please. This is one of those pathways up and up and up. And to have lived in that, that's the street back in, 2,000 years. That's the street. And people still live here. It's just amazing. Next picture, please. I loved the floors. It's all little pieces of mosaic. And the engineering that was shared with me about how they harnessed the water coming down, again, on top of a hill. It's just like, why would you live up here? I'm putting it in today's perspective. But, back in the day, they had to build where they could and then protect what they had. So it was always on the top of a hill because it gave the perspective around them. Next picture, please. This is the first picture I took in Spain, and we went to the origin. Now hold on to your bandanas, because this is bullfighting. That's where it started. It's like the tree of life of the bullfight process. Again, on top of a hill. The location is Ronda, R-O-N-D-A, in Spain. And next picture, please. And here we are at the bull ring. Now, again, whether or not we like what that implies today, it's the culture, it's history, it's their family, it's their produce, it's like the quarterback on a football team, it's their star. And that gives him all kinds of choices in his life. To marry well, to receive the act. So it's just like, oh my gosh. And this ring is century or two old, and the stepping on it looks like powder, but it doesn't go poof on your feet. It's an unusual, compacted, well-traveled surface. Next picture, please. And we had enough time to step out of the way of the bull, so that's what those are used for, protection. There was no bull. There was no bull. And this picture is from the ship, and I wanted to pretty much end right here on the tour part with the idea that because of my intention, there was a super moon that night. And it followed, or excuse me, I guess we followed it, I don't know. We were in companionship on the trip, and it was just such a lovely place to stand and feel connected. It was a very smooth trip. And so the last picture I want to have up, it's a little fuzzy, but that's okay. I took it. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Okay, and I'm wearing it today because we started with the Tree of Life in Athens at the Temple of Athena. And then we get further in throughout the trip. And I told the gentleman, show me something I can't live without. So we did. It was my intention. So if you want a closer look, I'm wearing it today. It's very symbolic of my feeling connected today to all of you. And so the Tree of Life seemed to be the theme. That deep-rooted, expanding, ongoing, like spirit. What an adventure. Not only historically, but culturally. Now I have two takeaways that I realized after I got home. My life in this community, 52 years, as a cosmetologist, that's hairdresser. I've been gifted entree into generations of families. And I just came back, and that is so rich to me. To be gifted, to be let in. Some for all 52 years, some families. It's just amazing to me. I love it. And I don't take it for granted necessarily. I take it as, give me some words. What do you think? Why would that be? Blessing. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And that's what we have right here as well. This is like 45 years, I think, in this teaching here. And the second takeaway is layers upon layers of examples of the human spirit to survive is what we witnessed. Through tremendous challenges, cities were built atop the hills for protection. And then those cities were maybe conquered, and they recycled. So they built upon the next. And so it's kind of like our experiences in our life, in this lifetime. We build upon those experiences. And we get the opportunity to explore in this teaching what's behind what is today. I also came to the realization in a greater way that each of the civilizations had their own name for an image of God. No matter, like in Turkey, in different places, all the sounds and the blessings and the people that helped us. One of our neighbors said, "Did you see God?" I said, "Everywhere. Everywhere." Because everything was a gift. Now, the science of mind implores each of us, to find our own word, our word for God. Whether it's spirit, infinite wisdom, divine source, whatever you choose that fits you. A word that vibrates for you, that within us centers us in the truth of who we are. God, spirit, you name it. Do you have a word? Okay. Anybody else? Source, God, spirit, love. It's all good. Yeah. A lot of choices. We are at choice. So we choose the word, then through our intentions, this word affords a clear view above the fray at the top of the hill. And it presents opportunities to clear away the layers of historical debris so that we may experience our inner beauty. Spiritual medicine is that process, that awareness, that experience, or the aha, which allows greater flow of life through us. Easily, joyously, and lovingly. This, beloveds, is our heaven at hand, within our grasp, because it's already in mind. Thomas Strower tells us, belief in limitation is the one and only thing that causes limitation. Belief in limitation is the one and only thing that causes limitation. Greek philosopher Heraclitus scribed, "The bounds of the soul thou shalt not find, though you travel every way." Love that. I had to throw a Greek in. The bounds of the soul thou shalt not find, though you travel every way. We are not bound. We are not bound. Life is truly one continuum of adventures. You, beloveds, already possess all you require. Do you know that? Spiritual medicine requires your intention. I-N-tension. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. The 3 pillars. So gather your intentions and soar. I leave you with this from Robert Browning. Ah, but a man's reach should extend beyond his grasp. Or, what's a heaven for? And so it is.